Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tracy Demchuk. I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Academic Services here at the University of Texas at Austin. Welcome to this information session on the Alternate Entry Masters of Science in Nursing program. This program is specifically for people that have a degree outside of nursing who want to become a registered nurse and also complete their Masters of Science in Nursing. I'm going to cover a little bit of information about nursing and how our program fits in the industry, as well as admission requirements. So University of Texas has been around for a really long time. It is a Tier 1 institution, and we started in 1910. We have 18 colleges and schools here at UT Austin and over 100 academic programs. So that means we have approximately 11,300 students every year, and that number will change a bit. We also, just to show the enormity of this university, we have 10 million volumes at the UT libraries across the campus, and that is online as well. We have 16 career centers, and one of those is located right here at the School of Nursing. And there's approximately 480,000 graduate alumni of UT Austin. So nursing at UT Austin first started in 1978 with the first MSN program. Then in 1989, we had a very forward-thinking dean, her name was Dean Sands, who wanted to open up nursing to a larger group of people that already had degrees but wanted to change careers and be able to get an advanced degree faster. So the alternate entry program came about in 1989, and we were actually the second direct or alternate entry program in the United States. So we have been around for quite some time and have, as you can see, we have current enrollment is around 109. We will have a new group of alternate entry students starting next week, and there's going to be another 57 of them coming on campus. And right now we have 939 graduates of our alternate entry program. So as a nurse or wanting to become a nurse, it's really important for you to understand the opportunities in nursing. So there are a great deal of career opportunities. Registered nurses are among the top occupations for expected growth through 2022, and it has been in the top for quite some time. The expected growth is 19% between 2012 and 2022. The reason for this growth is, number one, aging population, wider healthcare availability, the Affordable Care Act, and 1/3 of RNs are currently working or nearing retirement, and that's the baby boomers, which I'm actually included in that. The top 10 states for the highest expected growth are in the slide that you see right there. And as you can see, Texas is number 2. So if you plan to stay in Texas, you have great opportunity as a registered nurse. All nursing programs that are accredited in the United States, and we are accredited by AACN, and there are essentials that they want included in all of the programs within the curriculum, all the courses that make up the curriculum, and these 9 essentials are in all the programs and are also somewhat intertwined into each course. So one of them is practices, science, humanities. There is a need for health policy and advocacy to be taught in the programs. We want to focus on scholarship, quality improvement, clinical preventions, and population health, including informatics and technology, and leadership, and you can read all of these. So one important thing to know is that you are going to get all of these 9 essentials throughout the program at University of Texas, no matter what program you do. And if you plan to apply, you will have to write a statement of purpose. The statement of purpose needs to have information about why you want to do an MSN. And an MSN is an advanced degree for nursing. So when you're writing this statement of purpose, think about these 9 essentials that you're reading right here, and think about how your goals might intertwine with 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, I don't know. But this is a good way to think about and write your statement of purpose for the School of Nursing. When you start this program, there's an alternate entry course sequence. This is the first accelerated year where you're going to get your pre-licensure courses to become an RN. You will be able to sit for your NCLEX at the end of the first year. So it always starts in the summer, 1 time a year, and it is for the entire summer, and it's 9 credit hours. In fall, you will complete 14 hours. In spring, 12 hours, and then this will all culminate to what's called the Maymester, where you will actually work the shift of your preceptor. So it's bringing all your learning into one final month-long semester. And then, of course, at the end of that, if you successfully pass everything, you are eligible to sit for your RN licensure exam, which is the NCLEX. In years 2 and 3, you will start the MSN portion of your degree, which is going to be in the concentration in which you applied and were admitted to. And we'll talk about concentrations in a few minutes. And then finally, the happy day of graduation. This busy slide that you're looking at is the curriculum outline for the first year. So if you look on top and you look right in here, this is summer 1 and 2. So all students, anything that's up here means all students are taking them. You will take professional nursing foundations and throughout the whole summer. You'll also take adult health nursing 1, which is pathophysiology 1. And then first summer session, genomics. Second summer session is going to be aging and disability. Then you guys will move into fall, which is here. Everybody will take adult health nursing practicum 1, so that you are starting your clinicals at this point, and you will all take adult health nursing 2 as a group. Now, practicums are not everybody in one place. Practicum sites do not typically take more than 10 students, so you will be broken up into groups, which I'm going to explain that now. So if you look down at the bottom, you see these colors. All of our cohorts are broken into 4 different groups. It's A, B, C, and D. Typically, it's 2 groups of 10 and 2 groups of 20, depending on how many we admit. However, the groups of 20, what happens is those 2 groups have an option of a clinical site that they get to attend. So if we were all in group A, and you look right here under the first quarter students, we would start with public health, take a public health practicum for the first 7 weeks of the fall while we're taking all the courses up here together. We will then the second 7 weeks start psych. So psych course, psych clinical. And then in the spring, we will take maternity course, maternity clinical, child health, and then child health clinical. So you can see each one below is going to be taking the same courses, but in a different sequence. So at the end, all of our cohort will have the same courses completed to be able to sit for the NCLEX. Now up top, like I said, fall is the adult health. Spring, all students will take professional nursing management, as well as their adult health 2 practicum, integration of nursing knowledge, which is the didactic course where you're bringing all your information together. And then again, here is the Maymester, where we will all work in a clinical site and working our preceptors shift. Sorry, that was hard to say. Preceptors shift for the whole month of May. So this is kind of what the sequence looks like. The programs we offer here are psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, which that is what Dr. Donna Rowland, who is facilitating this session today in person. This is the only nurse practitioner program we have for alternate entries, and that's because no experience is required to enter this program. The second one is adult gerontology clinical nurse specialist, and both of these programs are advanced practice, and there is a certification exam at the end of your program that you must take to actually be able to function in that advanced practice role. The last program is leadership in diverse settings. This is a non-advanced practice degree for people that want to get the advanced practice degree but not be an advanced practice nurse, like nurse practitioner or clinical nurse specialist. These people particularly work in long-term settings, staff development, education, administration, community health, and all the others that you see on the screen. And this degree will prepare graduates to promote health, advanced care, lead change roles that do not require advanced practice certification. And I'm sure Dr. Rowland, if you're interested, is very particular to psych mental health. I am leaving her enough time to be able to answer questions about that particular program after this is ended. These are the admission requirements for all of our programs. So there are 7 areas that get scored. So it's a value point system based on a holistic review. So the holistic means the value points for each of these 7 sections is very, I don't want to say very, but it's pretty equally spread out. So there's not one area that's got a point value so high that it's either going to make or break whether or not you get admitted or not. So the first one is the prerequisite GPA. This is the prerequisites, which I will go over, and it is for the grade. So if you take more than one course, like anatomy, twice, we will only use the course with the highest grade. So you can retake courses to get higher grades. The average GPA for prerequisite is 3.7, and that's for all the admitted students. The graduate admissions GPA, which is not a cumulative GPA of your degrees or 1 degree or 2 together. We use upper division undergraduate courses only, as well as graduate courses if you completed a graduate degree. So that means no lower division, no community college. Lower division is typically 100, 200 level courses, where upper is usually 300 and 400. The average GPA is 3.5, and that's all programs together. You must complete a GRE within the last 5 years, and this is never waived. So you will have to complete the GRE. The average score for admitted students is a 305, but we suggest at minimum getting a 300 because that will give you average points in that area. You will have to write your statement of purpose. It needs to be 2 pages, double space. You'll introduce yourself, why nursing, why a master's in nursing, and that's where those 9 essentials come in. And along with why nursing, how you plan to use that degree. So all of that has to do with your goals of being an advanced level nurse, meaning earning a bachelor's degree instead of a master's degree. You need to complete a CV. It's not really a resume. A resume is something you complete to get a job where you're listing all kinds of job focuses, jobs, and the skills that you've learned or that you completed in those jobs. A CV is going to focus on your accomplishments. You will want to put jobs, but you don't want to list a bunch of skills that don't relate to nursing. But you do want to put anything that you have done well, any awards, scholarships that you may have earned, and you will also want to include all of your volunteer experience. We do recommend that you have volunteer healthcare experience if you have not worked in healthcare. This will help you also with your statement of purpose, and the reviewers like to see that applicants have taken steps to know what a nurse is and to become a nurse. You have to have 3 recommenders. They can be professional, they can be academic, but one should be from a healthcare provider. We prefer doctors, medical doctors, nurse practitioners, and an RN is fine as well, just a registered nurse. You can use others like psychologists, sociologists, things like that. However, we do prefer the 3 that I mentioned first, the MD, the RN, or a nurse practitioner. And the top percentage of the students will get a faculty interview. The application opens August 1st and it stays open through August 1st, and that's it. So you can only apply during those periods. You will apply at applytexas.org, and you have to pay a $60 fee, which is the current fee. In the application itself, which is only data entry, you do not have to upload any documents at this point. This is where you're going to put in the names of your 3 references and their email and the position they're in. They will get sent an email to complete an online form. So it is not a full written recommendation. It's very important to educate your references by telling them they need to complete the form and write and explain why they gave you the rankings that they did and how they know you. Those are two narratives that are going to be asked at the end of the form. And then they will submit it online. You will, after you apply, after 24 hours, you're going to get an email from the University of Texas Graduate Admissions Office that's going to welcome you and give you all the information to go to what's called your application status check page. This is where now you can upload all of your documents. You're going to need official transcripts from every 4-year institution you attended, and you should have put all of those names on your application. Official means that it is dated 1 year or less, and it's either a hard copy in your hand, or if the school provides a PDF copy, you can use that as well, and you will upload those into this system. Now, if you want to order transcripts, have them sent to yourself, open it, and if you are admitted to this program, you can send those open transcripts because we will require hard copies if you are admitted to the program. You also need official transcripts in the same manner for community colleges where you have taken prerequisite courses. If you will need to upload a GRE, no, sorry, you don't upload it. You actually request a GRE from ETS, who is the organization that provides the graduate record exam, and the university code for UT is 6882. There is no department code. You will upload your statement of purpose, your CV, a prerequisite check sheet, which is on the website right now, and this is where you're just telling us where you are taking the 7 prerequisites or have taken, or where you will be taking them. You can also upload other information as needed, but we only review the requirements that are listed. So that's everything about the application itself. So a little bit about prerequisites. We have 7 of them, and you must complete all 7. And I'm going to go into policies as to when you need to complete them, but these are the 7. Anatomy or A&P1 has to be 4 credits with a lab. Physiology or Anatomy and Physiology 2, 4 credits with a lab. Microbiology, sometimes there's labs that are associated with the courses, but it's not required if it's not required to take the course. Pharmacology, and this has to be general pharm. It can't be psychopharm or a particular type of pharm. It just needs to be full general pharm. We also do not take foreign pharmacology, so it has to be in the US. General human nutrition, this also has to be particular to general human nutrition. It can't be sports nutrition or a specific type of nutrition. Human growth and development, which has to be lifespan development. So this course must cover conception to death. And then a statistics course. All the rest of them are 3 credits. You must make a grade of C or higher, and that can be a C- because we don't recognize minuses or pluses in the graduate school here. And the average, again, of admitted students is a 3.7 or an A average. The policies with prerequisites. So there were 7 of them. You have to have 5 completed by December of the year you apply. So if we all apply this year, we will have to have 5 completed by December 31st, 2019. In those 5, you also need to have anatomy and general microbiology and any other 3 prerequisites you choose. Some of them you may have already taken, again, in your undergraduate programs. The following prerequisites must have been taken in the last 6 years from the date you will be enrolled if you are admitted. So currently, for the start date 2020, so I'm going to look at my cheat sheet, the course has to have been taken in summer 2014 to current. Spring 2014 and in the past or before that is beyond the 6 years and must be repeated. And these courses include anatomy, physiology, and pharmacology. So a little bit about compliance in nursing. You have to be compliant even when you become a nurse. So we started right off in nursing school. You will be required to provide documents of your immunizations. We don't give all those to you right now. You'll have plenty of time. I tell you, so if you have had vaccines as a child or throughout your adult life, having records available is going to be very important if admitted. You will be drug tested 30 days before starting the program, if admitted, and you will have to complete a Board of Nursing criminal background check during the application process. All applicants must complete this. You will get fingerprinted, and they will check for any background criminal history. If you've had anything happen, whether it's a DUI, DWI, PI, little things to big things, you will have to be cleared by the Board of Nursing. So the important takeaway for right now is if you've had anything happen in your past, be sure to get all original documentation because you will have to provide that to the Board of Nursing. Again, this is not to scare you. 98.9% of the people get cleared. It has to be pretty bad for someone not to be cleared, but it is a time-consuming process. It's called a declaratory order, and you will have to do that if anything comes back on your criminal background check. So this is an FBI check as well as a check in the state of Texas. So any questions about declaratory orders or background checks, you can go right there to the Texas Board of Nursing. So that just put TXBON in a Google search and it will come up. Lastly, some miscellaneous information. So people always ask me, what is the data? What are the stats to getting in this program? So we receive anywhere from 120 to 140 applicants. And it can go higher than that, but that's typically the average as a whole. We admit approximately 60 students. These are how it's split up into each concentration. So the leadership and diverse settings, there's 35 to 38 seats for 50 to 60 applications. So this is the least competitive as far as seats to applications. The CNS program, Adult Gerontology Clinical Nurse Specialist, is 15 to 18 seats with 25 to 35 applications. So the second most competitive and the most competitive program we have is the one that you were probably interested in, and that's the psych mental health. We typically have 7 to 10 seats, and lately it's just been 7, and we get 50 to 60 applications. Now, the one thing about this program is only the top 20, and this is based on grade point averages and GRE, will go through review. So that means a good number of these students will not even, or applicants will not go through review for the psych program. However, we do offer these students to move their application to the Leadership and Diverse Settings program. So think about that. So in also saying this, if you'll remember, I talked about averages as far as grade point averages, and I gave you averages as a whole. The psych program actually is higher. So the average prerequisite GPA for a psych student is going to be a 4.0. The average graduate admissions GPA is a 3.7, and the average GRE score of an admitted psych student is 317. So the averages for the psych program is also much higher. The cost of the program is $36,000 to $42,000. The $36,000 is the leadership, and the closer to the $42,000 are your 2 advanced practice, the psych and the adult gerontology clinical nurse specialist. If you're an international student, it's going to be double that cost, and you do pay per semester, and the more credits you take at UT per semester as a graduate student, the less you pay per semester. We do have scholarships. They're never full scholarships, and they're going to range from $300 to $3,000. We have about 30 to 40 different awards that we can give out, and this is split up to every nursing student that actually puts in an application. When you are admitted to this program, an invitation to complete the scholarship application comes out. I strongly suggest looking outside for other sources. Just Google MSN scholarships. There's a lot of money for nursing. It just takes time and applications to see if you can get some. You must have reliable transportation to this program because you can ride transit to the campus, but some of our clinical sites are outside the transit system, and you will need to be able to get to those clinical sites when they're happening. We also require a laptop, not an iPad or an iPhone. It has to be a laptop because some of the programs that we use requires that you have a laptop. And the good thing is we have a great computer store that offers some good prices on computers. So if you want to wait for that, that's perfectly acceptable. So really that's all I have. I know I have questions up there, but you can ask questions to Dr. Rowland, who's there with you. You can also email me, and the information and sheets that Dr. Rowland's going to hand out to you has all of my contact information. I am the person that will be the contact for you for any questions you have about missions or the program. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And again, my name is Tracy Demchuk. I'm the Assistant Director for Graduate Academic Services at the University of Texas School of Nursing. Have a wonderful day.